Shay family, this is your guy, man, Avon Rose, aka Edwin Rose, aka the Conscious and the Las Vegas Cowboy. Hey, man, I had to do a lot of reflecting on the this video that I wanted to do for you guys, a relationship video, but I'm throwing away, weeks of notes, man. Um, so the way and I know you guys have watched these people, and I don't even know their name. There's a panel of black people, a couple of girls. One of the girls' name I do know. I know her name is Rose. Other than that, I don't know anybody on the panel, and they're fairly young people. Um, I watched some clips of them and talking about relationships and the advice that they were given, and it was just like, whoa, you know, and like I said, I was going to do all this research, digging into psychology, digging into trauma, digging into what works, what doesn't work. And when I looked at everything, it was in my opinion, it was just a lot of bashing. Okay. Um, so let's break this down. I want to say this first before I get into all these details. Fellas, don't get married. It's not beneficial for you. It doesn't make any sense. If you look at it, and I want to give you notes to go look up. If you look at marriage as a contract with the state, it's not even a contract between you and that woman. Okay? This is exactly why you heard about the president of the United States talking about if you live with someone, you guys are considered married. If you live with someone for 2 years, you guys are considered married now, right? So don't get married. You don't have to get married. The marriage is not something that you should be trying to obtain and seek, okay? That's one. And I mean that on every level, on every aspect. I don't care what a woman says, you do not need to be married. Nobody needs to be married, okay? All right. Second, from that, explore your options. There's other options out there. If you were to get married, do it in an aboriginal way. Do it in a native way where it's not including the state, okay? If that's what you choose to do, experiment in different relationships. Have a poly relationship, whatever mold fits to you. Have that relationship, and maybe you'll see definitely why this type of relationship isn't for you. Now, let's just talk about relationship. Let's not talk about marriage. So we're talking about a system that has failed almost 100% of the time. Most people have had multiple relationships. Most people have been in multiple marriages. So this is a failing system. So I don't understand how people get in there and try to tell you or me what to think and how to act and all this other bullshit. This is why I say I'm throwing the notes away, because we're sitting here trying to validate a failing system. That shit is retarded to me. And once I started doing my research, it dawned on me like, dude, you're sitting up here trying to validate something that is a failure. Something that is so fucked up right now that everything is backwards, and women are leaving their marriages to a good man, not a cheating dog, not a person that's out there doing all of this other stuff and extracurricular activities. Women are leaving good men at home. They're saying bye. If you look at the divorce rate right now, most of the divorce rate right now is women around my age, late 30s, to their 50s leaving their husbands because they don't have the financial support that they want. Okay, cool. And that's their choice. That's their choice. That's why I say, guys, don't get married. What? They're not looking for stability and longevity. They're looking, and see, here's the thing where it gets kind of muddy, right? We're going to say this is the muddy waters because we as men are more loyal than women. Okay? That's just, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with it. I know a lot of people want to argue about it, but it is what it is. Even if a man has something going on the side, most men will make sure to come back home. If a female has something going on the side, the child might not be yours. You raising some other brother's child. She might just say one day, you know what, F it, I'm out. And I actually seen that on, I seen that on a stand-up comedy show where dude was messing with the audience, and the dude was like, he was in the Air Force. He thought, the comedian was like, you thought a long distance relationship was gonna work. He was like, well, that's what happens when you're in the military. I was out here, she was out there. He was like, well, what happened? She just called me and said it was over. So, and everybody was oohing and ahhing and all that shit, making fun of this man's hardship. Like, dude, he is a loyal dude. He was taking care of business, and his woman called him and said it's over. This is why I'm once again, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna keep going back, fellas. Don't get married. There's no reason to get married. There's no reason to get married. None at all. And like I said, if you want to get married, whatever your background is, and I'll show you guys what your true background is. Your true background is to marry, which is here. If you want to look up how they got married, you want to look up, some marriages from that era, look it up and get married that way. Don't include the state. Oh, baby, we've been together for 5 years. You should put a ring on my finger. You need to marry me. Okay. All right, well, let's go jump the broom. Let's go have a hoodoo ceremony. Let's go have a native ceremony. Let's go have an aboriginal ceremony. Let's have any ceremony that doesn't involve the state. You involve the state, you look it up. Once again, you Google it, you look it up. You're giving the state control of your children. You're giving state control of your marriage. You're giving state control of your finances. Go look it up. Okay, there's no reason that you young guys should be making the same mistakes that we've made over the last 50 to 100 years. You shouldn't be making the same mistake trying to get married, because marriage is a system that has a high failure rate. It is a system that is in place that is a broken system. It's not beneficial to nobody but the female. Okay? It's not beneficial to nobody but the female. Now, I know you guys are loyal. I know you guys want to be protectors. I know you guys want to be providers. I know you guys want to do all of this. You're doing it before you get married. What's the difference since before you got married to after you get married? Marriage is a hustle for certain people. People are looking at marriage as a hustle. Now, you say that, I say that, and I know people are like, yeah, well, what are you talking about? All the research that I've done points to people feel as though they should be somewhere else in life than where they are. Now, this is going to be a touchy situation because I've had those feelings. I've had feelings like, man, if I would have invested $20,000 in the Starbucks, when I was, working all them hours in construction, when I was a glazer, man, I could have definitely if I would have bought a fourplex, or if I would have did this, if I would have did that, I would be in a better position financially, in my 50s. And you don't think that when you have that money and you're making that money, because you're thinking, I want to buy my toys, I'm gonna buy this 96 Impala, I'm gonna buy this 78 GMC, I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna buy that, I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna buy that, because you're not thinking investing. And this is why I'm making a video towards you young men more so the females, because right now young men, when you have the opportunity to make that money, invest it. Go buy something that's going to be here for a long period of time. You know, I didn't know Starbucks was going to be here that long. And when I had the opportunity to invest and become an owner in Starbucks, I had the money. Listen, look at me, fellas. I had the money. I had enough money to buy to invest in two and still be comfortable here and not feel as though I wasted my money. And I should have did it. So be willing to invest your money and for the long haul. Because everything now in my life, I see the way that I see my mistakes, and I'm trying to give you guys, tips and just instructions on what not to do. Don't make the same mistakes that I did. If you could start investing in rental properties, man, do it. Go get you a fourplex. Even if you can get you a 10 unit, if you can find you a nice little 10 unit apartment complex, and make sure it's in a decent side of town, make sure it's not too old, invest in it, remodel it, and start renting it. Dude, that's money that money right there, you don't never have to touch. And then when you become my age, you'll be like, man, I done made $4-5 million off this rental property and I ain't touched nothing. Ain't touched nothing. You get your, excuse me, if you're handy, and see, here's another thing that I'm handy. I can do all of this shit. I can do everything except for run electrical. I know how to drywall. I know how to lay carpet. And I've been in construction damn near all my life. I know how to do all of that shit. And I know how to do the toilets. I know how to do sinks. I know how to do everything. So it's like, if you know how to do that, you'll save even more money, because now all of the little issues of hiring somebody to go in there and do it, you could do it yourself. And even if you do want to hire somebody, you hire. Let me get back focused. But you understand what I'm saying, right? When you're young like that, you should be looking. Definitely, I understand you guys want to make money, but you should be looking to invest your money, okay? Because like I said, in the research that I did, once you fall down, once you slip, that woman is out. Once you slip, once you done invested all this money, you done made all this, well, not invested, but you done made all this money, and then you're not making the same amount of money, or you lose your money, you're going to go through some hardships. You're going to go through hardships, fellas. It happened to me. I'm not divorced, but it happened to me. My wife ain't left me, but it happened to me, man, and it changes the dynamic of the relationship. It makes people put on a different type of hat, where if you're not ready for it, it feels disrespectful, and you got to have that conversation. You got to close that door and have that conversation. Once again, like I said, I'm not a big relationship guru, but I am big on communicating. So when I see something, I say something. When I feel some type of way, you may not even know that I'm going through it, but with her, I will talk to her about it. So understand that. Look at Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson made millions and millions of dollars, did all this open cheating, did all this stuff. That woman wasn't moving. She did not move until his money went dry. So understand, this marriage is a hustle. Okay? It is a hustle. It's a hustle. It's a hustle. It's a big ass hustle. Dating is a hustle. Being in a relationship with a woman, if you guys start making good money, being in a relationship is dangerous, because you think that woman is there for you. What's the girl said? Oh, he wasn't even my type. You still think that woman is there for you, and this woman has said publicly, you're not my type. There's rumors going around that she wants $40 million. I've seen takes on both of it that it is fake news. I've seen takes on it that is true, but they still working together. They just went and bought cats and all this other bullshit. So look at what they're putting out there to the public, okay? Look at what they're putting out there to the public, family. They're putting out there to the public that you can get you a goofy, cheat on him, openly cheat on him, take videos of you cheating on him, cry on there talking about he beat you or he's abusive, and demand a whole bunch of money. This is why I say this marriage is one of the, if you take a week and really study marriage is the worst institution for men, period. The worst. Now, listen to me, man. I'm not knocking a couple that built something together. I'm not knocking that, man. I'm not knocking, you and him or both of y'all had input in this buildings. Y'all built this empire. When y'all get divorced, she gets half, or she gets 60%, you get 40%, and you can go and keep on doing your thing. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about a motherfucker that won't even show up to your games, that don't even show you love, that don't show you respect, that's out there sleeping with your homeboy, that's out there partying without you. I'm talking about that same chick right there can demand $40 million. I'm talking about somebody that's your sneaky link. It's your sneaky link. You talking rough to the sneaky link because that's how y'all play. You ain't doing nothing public with this chick, and this chick gets what, $10 million? Come on, fellas. Look at the historical situations with relationships. And right now, in this day and age, women don't listen to me, man. I am married, right? I meet a lot of people. I talk to a lot of people, or a lot of people talk to me. Most women aren't going to want a man like me that put their foot down and give rules and regulations and shit like that. Because now I'm a narcissist controlling person. But no, I have rules. Just like McDonald's, just like General Motors, they have rules when you walk into their facility. Same fucking thing. You walk into my house, I have rules. You don't like that shit, get the fuck out. See, they don't want that. They want you to be softer. They want you to be more fucking understanding. They want you to be this, and then they turn around and flip it and say, all you men are sensitive. All you men are soft. All you men are this and that. Like, y'all beat that shit in us for the last 20 years. Now that men are in touch with their feminine side, and men are walking around here doing weird ass shit because this is what you guys ask. Now, a man ain't fit to lead. A man ain't fit to come into your life and do this. But a man got to come in and clean up your life. A man got to come in and take care of your 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kids. A man got to financially be ready for all of that. And we're not. Women, we're not. We had that money years ago. Now listen, the system of life beats you up and leaves you with basically nothing at the end of the day. So you women that are in your 40s, once again, all the research that I've done, you women that are in your 30s to 50s, you women that are over 30, you got a very short window to find a man around your age that's successful and still has his money. Because by this time, he's been through some shit. He's been through a lot. And I don't care if it's a millionaire, billionaire, whatever the case may be, because this system, family, is meant to take. This system is meant to break you down. This system is, as soon as you get up there and you're thinking, oh man, I'm making $100,000 a year, I'm sitting there doing this. Next thing you know, hey man, we doing layoffs. Oh shit, I ain't worried about it. I've been with this company such and such years. You one of the first ones to go. But shit, and I'm not glad. I am glad I survived, but I'm glad I had the sense to still save some money. I'm glad because I've been through 2 recessions. But this system is not made for you to ride off into the sunset and have your 40 acres and a mule. No, they're going to take your 40 acres and they're going to take your mule. And they're going to beat you down till you have nothing. So even if somebody is doing good and they got their shit together, they scraping. And if they not scraping, they it's okay. They're okay. They got all their stuff, but they're okay. That don't mean that they have extra to give to you or give to anybody else. You see a motherfucker, you see a motherfucker who only got one income coming into the house. Don't ask them people, ask them for help if they need help. Don't ask them for help. Because they are really, I wouldn't say struggling. Like I said, they're okay, but they ain't probably got $5,000 in the bank and have a nice little cushion for themselves. Them days is gone. So be mindful of the systems that we're actually living in, and not your fucking feelings, not your delusional. Because here's the thing that I want to add to this for as the women. The delusional expectations that they have of relationships, the delusional expectations that they have of marriage. So you have women that's still out there running around talking about they want money. You got to pay all their bills. You got to do this. But they still having babies by who? Who? Because the niggas that they say they want ain't fucking with them. So who they fucking with? And then when you talk to some of these women and you do find that out, like, wait a minute. You are letting the mechanic or the neighborhood mechanic that don't have a car, live with his mama, fuck on you. And he in his late 30s, and you letting him fuck on you, and you got a baby by this nigga. You got 2 babies by this motherfucker. But now you want the next man to be what? Oh, you want him to wait, or you want him to pay for everything up front, and you letting this nigga fuck on you for the last few years and got 2 kids by him, and he doesn't have to have anything, and now you got to take care of his kids. And I'll say this, man, and I've always felt like I was walking on eggshells with the stepchildren, but if you have to be a big role, if you have to take a big part being a stepfather, do that it's hard work, but it's light work. Because always remember, them not your children. That's how they see you. I don't give a fuck if you raised them since they was a baby, and they know, but the child has to know that you're not their father. Don't expect nothing positive or solid from that shit. That shit, once again, the research that I've done, that shit don't work. You can be the greatest dude out there. You could be the softest, most understanding person out there. I guarantee you gonna hear you ain't my daddy. Motherfucker, I done took care of you all this time, and you gonna sit here and say I'm not your daddy? Cool. Cool. Because now you done changed the dynamics of the relationship. Because a motherfucker can tell you, your children can say that to you, and you still gonna be a father. Because motherfucker, I know I'm your daddy. Look at that right there. But anyway. But a motherfucker that ain't your child, and you know they ain't your child, they know that you ain't your daddy, they say that to you, it changes the dynamic of the relationship, and they're going to say it. They're going to say it, family. So let's talk about how to make all this bullshit work, right? Because my thing is, I like to build on the facts. I like to talk about the truth. I just gave y'all the truth, the stats. I gave y'all all this shit. Y'all can Google it. So I know this is going to be long, but let's talk about how to make it work. If you make it work, you got to start becoming conscious, family. Both male and female, you got to start becoming conscious. And I'm not talking about, you don't have to wear the ankh like me. You don't have to do all this other stuff. But you got to understand the system. If you guys don't understand the system, you're going to get in there, you're going to get depressed. You're going to listen to people like these people that, listen to me, man. I ain't knocking nobody making no money. I ain't knocking their hustle. But I'm knocking what they're promoting. Okay? A lot of these people, when you hear them talking about relationships, they're talking about separatism. They're talking about meism. It's all about me. No, it's not. It can't be. You cannot get into a relationship and it be all about you. Women, you cannot get into a relationship and think it's all about you. If that's the type of relationship you want, you know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get motherfuckers treating you like a prostitute. You're gonna get motherfuckers treating you like a side chick forever. You're not going to be, listen, you're not going to be in any type of relationship for long if you are telling that man with children, without children, with a mama, without a mama, with siblings, without siblings, that now that you're with me, everything is about me. Once again, do the research. See how long that shit lasts. See how long. And you got people that, I'm not going to call them goofies, but you got people that are naive, that love this person's dirty draws. And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'll tell you guys out there. You don't have to date the most beautiful woman on the planet. Date that chick. Just, once again, I said, experiment with certain things. Experiment. I know that's the type of woman you like. But find that one chick that loves your dirty draws. And tell her, like, look, man, I understand, but I would like to court you for a few weeks and see if this is something that I like, or this is something that I would like to pursue. I'd like for you to come through. I'd like to talk to you. Then compare that to all the motherfuckers that you, and go out to the club. Let her know, hey baby, I'm going to the club. I'm coming back. I ain't finna do nothing crazy. Don't do nothing crazy. Just go talk to a female. Just go out there and hit on a female and talk to her. See where her head's at. Now compare it. Compare it to that girl that love your dirty draws, when you can sit there and talk to her and be like, look, baby, my finances is good right now, but I want to save. I want to be able to build, and I want you to do something. Think of an idea, and let's do this together and build. And that chick will be, and if her eyes is like this, like, oh yeah, oh okay, yeah, we can do something. I've always wanted a little hair salon spot. That's the chick you need to be with. Not this chick that's telling you her rent is $3,000. Well, bitch, enjoy. Let me leave you alone right now. I don't want to pay. I don't want to live that high of a lifestyle where you're struggling week to week to survive, or month to month to survive, because you don't know how to. You don't know how to navigate your finances to get the lowest deal, or you're living way beyond your means. And that's another thing that for us young men, for my young men, don't live above your means. Go buy something. Go rent something modest. Go rent something modest. Make sure wherever you live, whatever your bills are in a month, make sure you make 4 times that amount. Make sure you make it over 4 to 5 times that amount in a month. Okay? You don't have to be in a big house. You don't have to be in that shit. That shit is, man, I'm telling y'all, man, that shit is materialistic, man. And this system has us wanting, ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at, ooh, I want that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't do it, man. I'm telling y'all, some of the mistakes that I've made, don't do it. Okay? So how do we make it work? We make it work by finding someone that's been through some of the same things you've been through. We make it work by communicating. We make it work by understanding trauma. Most people don't understand trauma. Most people don't understand, and most people won't open up about trauma. So we're fighting in the dark here. So, because it'll be good, 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 good. Then when something bad happens, then you see this person's attitude change. It could be the man or the woman. Okay, we have to leave the egos at home when we're talking about a relationship. If you want a relationship with anybody, leave your ego out of it, man. Come with truth, come with honesty, and let that person and always tell a person, you know, you could. It's cool if you don't like something. Let's have a conversation. We don't have to have an argument about anything. But if you don't like a lot of the shit that I'm doing, move on. Don't be convenient for other people. And that men or women, don't be convenient for other people. Don't be at the mercy of somebody else because you really like their dirty draws and they don't like you. Okay? Yes, I want you to date someone that loves you. But you also have to love that person. So that's going to be a dynamic that you're going to have to cross that bridge when you cross that bridge. Because I just told my fellas to date someone that loves their dirty draws. Like I said, you might not like this person. This ain't the type of woman that you would go after. But now that loyalty has to really kick in because you're going to have to be around this person and start liking the things that this person does, liking the things that this person is talking about, liking these things. You're going to have to, once again, you're going to have to put her on that conscious road because once she's conscious, she's going to be a better woman. Once you become conscious, you're going to be a better man because you know it's not about force. You know it's not about, you're not forcing her to do anything. This is just something hey, of course, I want to be liked in this relationship. I don't have to be the center of attention, but when it's time for me to get some attention, you're getting that attention. Okay? So a woman has to like you enough to give you that attention. Okay? So it is funny because I want to really go deeper into this shit, but I'm already at 30 minutes, so we're gonna wrap it up. So how to make it work is to work with each other, on each other constantly. Work with each other, on each other constantly. That's the only way you're gonna get it to work, family. Any relationship. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I'm gonna let it go, right? So when I doing my research, I looked at couples that have been married over 50 years. No new couples, no nothing, all the couples over 50 years. And, I Googled some of the stuff and, there's about 20 videos on there where, people are interviewing the couples and, older couples and shit like that. It was cute. But I'll say this, 19 out of those 20 couples were angry couples. Like they didn't really like each other. Like the man sitting there like this and the woman sitting over here. She's sitting beside him, but she's sitting over here. And they sitting there like, yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm like, you motherfucker. Now, for every failure, there's gonna be some type of success, right? These motherfuckers dealt with each other because that's their mindset. Like, I'm only getting married once. This is the woman I picked. Even though I picked the wrong motherfucker, I'm gonna stay here. I saw a post the other day said, you women aren't strong like grandmother. Yeah, I'm in my 50s now, and I've seen a lot of our grandmothers cash in. Once again, this is not a new game. This is not a new hustle. They just did things differently. Grandmama made sure all the insurance was paid on granddaddy, even though she knew granddaddy was out there creeping. And then when granddaddy passed, grandmama collected all that money, sold the house, sold the other bullshit with all them kids that they had or didn't have together, and disappeared. Okay? I can show you both they're not even in my family. I can show you a couple of motherfuckers that did that shit. Where's so-and-so's? Woo-de-woo. Shit. Man, after so-and-so died, man, she got that money and gone. She was waiting for that motherfucker to die. And I'm going to tell you this. I got partners. I'll say this part. I got a partner from New Orleans that their grandmother went through 3 or 4 husbands, and each one of them husbands left her something in New Orleans. Left her a house, some land, a business, something. And they all died mysteriously. So women are not as ruthless as they used to be. They're more self-centered. But don't talk about grandmama, because grandmama was either killing your ass or waiting for your ass to die, and then disappeared on everybody because she didn't like nobody. She didn't like fuck. She been fucking around with her side dude, and she got 2 kids from this motherfucker that she don't like, which was her husband. She got kids from somebody else, but this man over here raised them. That's why I told y'all about them stepchildren. If I tell you about them stepchildren, you never know. And y'all talking about how grandmama was tough. Grandmama was evil as fuck. Grandmama was doing her dirt, making this motherfucker take care of him, and once again, then took out a $500,000, $1 million policy on this motherfucker, just waiting for him to die. So, yeah, man, be happy. Try to be understanding. Try to be compassionate. Try to be patient. You got to work on each other and communicate that. If you can't, listen, man, if you can't do any of this, don't get married. Once again, it doesn't look good for anybody. Women, we're not ready to get married young. Women, stop trying to marry young motherfuckers. We're not ready to get married young. I got married in my 30s. Well, shit, damn, I was damn near 40 when I got married. I was in my 40s when I got married. I wasn't ready to get married in my fucking 20s. Don't get married. I'm a quiet type of nigga. I'm not a flashy type of nigga back then. My biggest jewelry piece, I liked watches. I'll go spend a couple of $100 on a nice watch. I liked watches, and of course I've always liked shoes. But if I was flashier, and look, I wasn't even thinking about marriage. I don't understand why you young bucks is thinking, female or male, why y'all thinking about marriage so early, so young? You ain't ready. I can look back and tell y'all, man, the time that I was making good money, being married was not the option. Now, here's the key. Investing in myself should have been the option. Investing in real estate, investing in some type of corporation that you can buy into and make that money. And that money is not for you to touch. That money is for you to save. That's your nest egg. That's your investment money. Of course, go buy you a nice car. Go enjoy life. Go buy a big house. Go buy 2 houses. Listen, I'm gonna give y'all some game. When you young and you making that good money, go buy 2 houses. Go buy a big ass house. Rent that house out. Go buy a house, 3, 4 bedrooms, and live in that house. Live in that house. Rent that house out. Especially, y'all have heard me talk about the military. Especially if you go to the military, come out and use your VA and buy a multi-complex house. Buy an apartment. You can use your VA for an apartment. You can use your VA for an apartment. Go buy an apartment. Now if you buy a small apartment with 100 units in, man, come on, man. This is what I'm saying. The financial literacy. Look at all just the apartments. Because most apartments are what? Over 1,000 units? So even if you bought a small apartment that had 200 to 300 units in it, right now, what is rent going for right now? Because remember, your VA is 0 down. You get in there, you buy it, you get a good real estate agent, you buy this motherfucker. I'm day one. You talking about 1,200 a unit? You talking about 1,400 a unit? You work if you want to work, is what I'm trying to tell you. Is what I'm to the game that I'm trying to give you, which nobody gave me when I was in my, growing up. Nobody gave me game financially. Nobody, my grandfather and my uncles and all of them, my grandmother and all of them, they never set me down in Gina, Louisiana and said, hey man, this property is ours, this store is ours, this laundromat we want to buy. What do you want to do? Let me bring you into the fold and show you, hey man, invest in something. Hey man, put your money over here. Nobody, when I was working all them hours in the union, said, hey man, take your shit out of the 401k, put it in an IRA. Let your shit roll over. Of course you're gonna lose this, but you're gonna gain so much more over here, and let it flip. Nobody told me, say, hey man, once your trust runs out, once your money runs out, you gotta start putting money in it yourself. Even though you're not working union, you gotta start putting money into your retirement, or they're gonna take it if you're with a union. They can absorb your money, which they did mine. Okay? So you don't know these things, and I'm trying to give you game on that, because I want you ready for marriage if you want to be ready for marriage. Now, mind you, I'm still against marrying with the state. Don't marry with the state. You marry, you look at your guys' background and you find something and marry towards that Aboriginal lifestyle. Okay? Hey man, I went long enough. Once again, this relationship video, to make it work, you're gonna need to be a doctor. You're gonna need to be a therapist. You're gonna need to be a handyman. I forgot about all that. You're gonna need to be a handyman. You're gonna need for your woman to see you as the man. You're gonna have to say no. You're gonna have to be aggressive. You're gonna have to be lenient sometimes. Not too much, because every woman has a level, right? Every woman has a level of, if you too soft, you're gonna be a pussy to her. You're gonna be a pushover to her. So you gotta find that fine line to where you can say, okay, I'm gonna go about this level. Because at some point you're gonna have to be like, who the fuck you talking to? See, they make the pussy wet. See, you just can't be, okay. So now here's the respect level when she meets you, right? But then it's all you doing. Okay, yes, dear. Whatever you want, dear. Okay, dear. Okay, dear. Okay, dear. Now she's talking to you. When it gets here, she's going to be talking to you rough, bro. She's going to be talking to you hard, bro. Listen to these women talk, because they have no respect for men. They talk to them like, who the fuck are you? They talk to you like you little, bro. They talk to you like you little. Like, who the fuck you talking to right now? And what the fuck you gonna do? Why you talk? First and foremost, why you talking to me like that? Who the fuck do you think you are? See, the women are right. I'm not saying that women aren't right, because y'all let these women talk to y'all like that. I ain't saying, listen, man, I ain't saying putting your hands on a woman, but you gotta check, motherfucker. Who do you think you talking to? And if you feel that way, we don't need to be talking right now. Because if a nigga did that to you, you'd be ready. I'm gonna shoot him up. I'm gonna knock that nigga out. Hey, you don't have to use bad language. You don't have to call nobody out their name. Who the fuck you think you talking to right now? Because you talking like you can whoop me. You talking like you can do something. You talking like I ain't shit over here. See, you got to have all of that. And if you don't have all of that, you're going to be, what are they calling y'all right now? Too feminine? But y'all acting that way. Y'all allowing this shit. This is why I'm telling y'all right now, you got to buck up a little bit. You got to know how to gauge that shit. You got to know when to be soft and when to be hard. Got to know when to be soft. Hey, baby, what you want? Whatever you need. All right, bitch. You know what? I'm tired of you not being able to pick the shit. Let's go. We're going here. It is what it is. Get in the fucking car. Once again, all the research that I've done proved me wrong. A motherfucker that ain't got shit but won't let a female close to him get all the bitches. All the bitches wondering why he got all the bitches, because he may not be an alpha male, but he think he's the shit. So he gets all the females. Here it is, you're a good dude. You're trying to be understanding, loving, bringing flowers and being all this. She look at you as a dork. So like I said, man, get somebody that's equally yoked to you. And then y'all got to work on each other. Y'all got to build on working on each other. All right? Hotel family.